Hello again. I am getting ready to try to change out my back AC motor because apparently that went bad. I originally thought it was the resistor, but my mechanic told me that if I have it on high and it's not stopping, then it might be the resistor. He says the resistor is basically there to make the lower speed. So because I had my settings on high and it was still cutting in and out, like it kept shutting off, coming back on, shutting off, coming back on, shutting off, coming back on. He says that most likely that it's the motor, not the resistor. So since the motor was cheaper than the resistor, I figured I'd try that out first and see what happens. So in order to get to that, which is right over here, I started this project and totally forgot I was going to videotape it. So I'm going to try to go back a little bit and try to show you guys what to do. So the first thing is going to be, stupid side button is going to be the death of me. Okay, so where I first started was here at the top panel. You'll see these little, where is it? These little pockets. There's two on each side. That thing. You'll pop out a little plug there, and where is it? I need a camera guy. There's a second one over here somewhere. I don't know where my camera is because I had to turn my phone upside down because I kept hitting that stupid button. Okay. There it is. Right there. All right. So there's two of those. You pop those little suckers out, and I believe it's a Phillips screwdriver. Yeah. Phillips screwdriver. I've got to re-angle everything. So two of those, and the rest of them, as you can see, are these little, be careful with these because I'm always afraid to break stuff because I do. So pop those out. This black piece pops off fairly easily. Not that easily. It was already loose. You got to pry a little bit for that. Because you're going to need to get this panel off right here. And in order to do that, oh, there's a little black piece right here. Phillips. You can lay that down. Pull that out. That's over here. This top panel that was over here, you'll have to pretend that's up there right now because I can't do this and try to, there we go. So there are two little Christmas trees right there. Let me climb back up in here. Okay, so you're going to be doing a lot of climbing around. There we go. So there's two Christmas trees, one up here, one down there, and it's a pain in the butt. Make sure you have proper tools. I'll be buying at least one Christmas tree. And of course the little pop-ums, quick pops, whatever. Again with the fucking buttons. Pardon my French. Or Russian, German, whatever the heck that is. The next thing you'll want to work on is this side panel here. Your seatbelt is normally here. You're going to want to pop this out. This pops out. Just be careful with it because I was trying to pull the whole, this whole piece is one giant piece right here. I was trying to pull that off when this popped off. Seatbelts. You'll want to shimmy this black piece up, move it out of the way. There's that one. My husband did this one while I was going to get me a drink, so I don't know what size that is. And then this right here is a hex bit. So you want to do both seat belts over there. And then you pull this back, you do all the little poppies. You'll have this cable connected to this panel. I think that goes to charge up the little flashlight if you have a little flashlight in here. And we're going to pull this back, and then you have access to your motor. So let me wave. Yeah. So let me climb back out to this side. I apologize because the beginning part of this video is going to be really probably crappy as me jumping in and out. And so that's where I'm at right now. Is this part. So I'm going to pull up my instructions and get to reading as far as what we got to do for this motor. And I'll be back. All right, so I am burning myself. So I basically just pulled out the, because I didn't want to disconnect this, like all of it. So I basically just pulled it all the way out, slid this to the side, and tied this right here so the seatbelt wouldn't go back that way. So our next step is it says to remove the bolt that secures the rear heater core tubes to the rear inner quarter panel, but I don't see any. Well, it might be that one. It's kind of weird because the panel, it could be that one. So I think we're going to end up taking that one off. The diagram isn't all that great. So, and then we will definitely, I believe, be removing this one right there and that one right there. So let me see. That is going to remove the bolts that secure the rear heater AC housing to the brackets, and then after we remove those, then we're going to carefully pull the top of rear heater AC housing 4 inches away from the rear inner quarter panel to gain access to the blower motor fasteners and electrical connector. And it warns not to pull more than 4 inches because then you can start damaging some stuff. So I'm going to remove that one down there, and I think I'm going to reach back here last. I think I'm going to do that one last one because I hate pulling out extra stuff if I don't need to. So let me do that and then I will be back. Okay, so you got to finagle this little piece out and pop this off. So that was like right there, and that just pops out fairly easily. And I did take that back bolt from back there, and oh, before I started doing all this, I disconnected the negative battery cable, and so it looks like I'm going to pull this back slightly, and I need to reach some bolts back here. Let me see if I can figure out. Oh, and I slid this part off because I wasn't sure. Let me see. You may or may not have to do this. There we go. I'm trying to get the lighting right. That it was like slid in here. All I did is pull it and slide it out because I wasn't sure how that was. I don't know. I just pulled it off. And let's see. I got. Disconnect the rear heater AC wire harness connector from the rear blower motor, and then remove the 3 screws that secure the rear blower motor to the rear AC housing unit, and remove the motor blower. Ugh. So let me see if I can get a good. I believe this is going to be the cable. Uh-oh, let me climb. Ugh. There's a couple of different cables back here. I think I need to do. What did I just said? I think I need to do this one. Yep, that was the cable to the motor. And then, oh, these 3 things. Looks like one is here. Another one is there. And the 3rd one is back here somewhere. I think this one. So I'm gonna pull those out, and then I believe we should pop out our motor, and then I'll see if I can find a multimeter to see if maybe I can test it and make sure before I pull out the new one out of the box. Okay, so this black one right here is my old one, and so that's what it does when it spins. It's got kind of a little bit of resistance, and so this is the new one, which I think has definitely less resistance. But we're going to slap the new one back in, so basically the opposite direction. I think, let me see, I can't see in this lighting. Be careful because I pulled out the wrong bolt from this thing right here. The bolt is right here. So yeah, so you guys will know once you get in there. So I'm going to at least put the fan back in there and kind of tighten it back down to the car, and then plug my battery back up, and then see if I can't get this back motor to blow. And yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. So it looks like it was the blower because it was definitely not this strong before. So yeah. According to my mechanic, if your blower is on high setting and it's still cutting in and out, it's not the resistor. It's going to be the blower more than likely. And then, if I can, let me see if I can, if you turn it to a lower setting other than full blast, and it works fine, Or how about that? I'm not sure how I did that. Well, anyways, if it's not the blower and it's the resistor, if you can figure out what I'm trying to say, give me a second. Let me see if I can't find out what the resistor is. And since I've already got everything all open. Okay, so for the resistor, it looks, let me climb back up in here. Ooh, and almost fall out. So the resistor looks like it's going to be shit. I'm not sure which one. It looks like it might be this one. So you take this plug out. Let me see. Because in the diagram it only has one big plug. And it doesn't look like this one or this one. It looks like it might be, come on, focus, focus. Looks like it might be this one right here, but there's like two plugs coming out. So I want to say you would pull these plugs out. Yeah. Okay, so you would pull those out. I'm not going to because I don't need to replace my resistor. But coming from outside, and remember this is a 2012. Come over here, this one. You're gonna unscrew, remove the two screws, and there are two screws on it. So you're gonna disconnect the wire harness connector from the rear blower motor resistor, and then remove the two screws, and then that should pop out. So I think that is the resistor. So that's 2012, and it has a part number on it. I think something about W0591001. That might be the part number. So I'm thinking that's it right there. Because there's one screw here, one screw on the other side, and it looks more closely to the picture in the manual. So I believe that's resistor. If you have resistor issues, try that. Alright, so I'm basically gonna put this back together. Don't forget this cable right here that goes to your flashlight. Oh, the panels. Before you can pull off the big panel, there are two screws in there. Don't forget those. I think one was here and one was right there. There's two screws that go there. The panels are pretty easy to take. I didn't even have instructions to pull the panels off. You just kind of look around and figure out where the little Christmas trees and the screws and stuff. Other than that, it was relatively easy, so don't stress about that too much. And this wasn't too bad for my first time. Once again, not a real mechanic, and I know I fumble around a lot in my videos, and if that irritates you, you are more than welcome to find a professional that actually knows what they're doing. All right, well, have fun. I think my next project is to figure out, there's a squeak somewhere over here on the left side. So if somebody has a squeak in their van and they know what it is, please respond, because it's driving me absolutely insane. All right, you guys have fun out there.